Hi guys. So we're on the final step of our kitchen remodel. Today we're going to install the 3x6 glass subway tile backsplash. In previous segments we removed all the old ceramic tile, and when we did, we pulled, as can be expected, we pulled a lot of the drywall with it. So we've gone through and we've cut those sections out, so we want to make sure that and replace them. We want to make sure there's a good solid base for that new tile. We don't want any cracked tiles and we don't want any cracked grout. So a good solid base will stop that. The other thing to think about is the substrate material is standard drywall. If we had a higher moisture area than this kitchen, which is going to be relatively low, we'd want to use something that's a little bit more moisture resistant, say a cement board or something of that nature. But in this case, standard drywall is just going to be fine.
Here's a closer look at one of the sections of drywall that was damaged when we removed the old tile. We're just going to need to cut that piece out and replace it with a good solid piece. With our razor blade, we cut the old soft spot out and put a new solid piece of drywall in there. Because our new tile has a thickness to it, we're going to need to install some extenders on our electrical boxes for both our switches and outlets. We're going to use these blue PVC extenders, which are allowed by our local code here.
So we're using an ocean blue subway tile, glass tile. It's got a white backer on it. So what we've done is, after we fixed the drywall, we've actually used a primer on the wall, a white primer. We want to make sure that anything that's on that backer doesn't bleed through and show through the glass tile because it's translucent. So just in case we don't hit everything with the mortar. The other thing we've got, we're using a white glass tile mortar thin set. So that that white backer, the white mortar, will show through properly and give us a true color of the ocean blue in the tile. The other thing is, we've ordered 18 square feet of tile. We only really need a little over 16 square feet here, but you got to factor in waste and the potential for cutting, miscuts, and maybe some damaged tile during shipping.
We're going to need to move our range out in order to get our tile installed behind it easily. So we're going to use these discs, these moving discs, to slide the range out so we don't damage the new limestone tile floor. So our installer is going to start in the corner and work his way out. He's going to use these 1/8 inch tile spacers to make sure that all the spaces in between the tiles are consistent throughout.
All right guys, our tile installer is complete. You can see we've got all of our nice subway tiles installed, the ocean blue color. He's got all the thin set mortar off of the surface. He cleaned that as he set them. We made sure of that. It gets harder to clean off the longer the mortar sits on there. He also used a special diamond blade for the wet saw. You want to make sure you have the special blade for the glass tile, because otherwise you're gonna damage a lot more tile than you need to with a standard blade. So we got those set. We also are going to use a non-sanded grout because we've got such a shiny surface on this glass tile. We want to make sure that we don't have any rough sand in the grout as we spread it in and into the grout joints. We don't want to scratch our tile. So we're going to use that non-sanded grout. So I think we're ready to get started.
The finished product. It's a beautiful thing. One other thing to mention is we've left a gap underneath the micro hood there, just in case there's ever a problem in the future we can get it out without removing tile. We've also left a small gap underneath the tile, between the tile and the countertop. Same thing, we're going to seal that with a clear silicone. All that's left is to seal the grout, and we're going to wait 72 hours per the manufacturer's directions, and we'll be good to go.